Yabo Shirayen Yaba Wasendia Nase Enkwanya Sumuje Ampara Enkwanya Sumuje Yeswe Yejiwudi Sewu Beyama Yen Enunti na yaba wonche enti na yaba wonche ambara enti na yaba wonche Everade pa
Jesus
yabo enewie yi ya pesa ya warrior and so weni.
Yes, Lord.
We want to do the right thing.
Jesus.
We want to glorify your name. One so was in nimdie nima me yira terade ene dudu no mo beti ya nen.
Yes, Lord.
Ma mo ntiase.
Yes, Lord.
Ne ye hu ano peyi kesi anka ye nimwa anka niema mbasa Everade boye.
Amen.
Titru yanga yeti nyame fie. Afre ya hu Kristofo. Nanso Everade yenim wadwene yenim wakwan. Boye ne anopai. We Yesu di me na yabo mpai. Amen.
Amen. Ma you die na ankata nani.
Yo, ye guso and that topic ni ye. Is marriage compulsory? The same book, very important reasons. The topic chapter is marriage compulsory. Must everybody marry? We greet all our viewers and our listeners. This is a teaching session, and we do it both in English and Twi. We want everybody around the globe, as many as have time to listen to us, to benefit from this teaching. Because most of the problems we have on this platform are marriage related, and we want to get to know certain things that will help us to do the right thing. And today we want to know, must everybody marry? Is every one of us wired to marry? Is it compulsory? And then we say yes yen dan adesua ye no brofo ani twim enti ya me dan mama no ekọ brofo a na nkire se majaiwo China wunua bi wo ho ono nso nti asante no enti kirekira ye nso ehia ono nso enti se na yesi ye ne ye dandan ye ho enne asama etopono ene se esese obia na enware ana obia be ware na se nipa no nware a agina di enso ena nipa no nware se ne ye a ye beti niema bi ase se wo kasa afo no ho a na wankọ ha obi ba na Yesu no ankasa na ka na asem oye ne nkyire ewo Matthew 19 ewie ye no onu a nanum to ena ma yenya nti ye se enye obi ya na be ware safo no a o mo nware no wo ka ho a na wapɛ wo baabi akɔtena sidin na wo yɛ ne sanso a nyame bɛ hyira wo pa ɛbɛyi wo nso afiri anim guasie mu. Amen. Now when we go to Matthew chapter 19, this very topic we are treating yesterday, treating this afternoon, comes from Jesus's own confession. You know, we started this teaching with Matthew 19. That is Jesus's own teaching on marriage. He was asked a question, concerning reasons why anyone should divorce. You know, and he mentioned marriage. He taught us on God's perspective of marriage. And then one of his own disciples, I've always said this is Peter, made a remark in the verse 10 of Matthew 19. That if that is how marriage is, ask yourself, how was he marrying? If that is what marriage is, and his disciples said to him, If such is the case of the man with his wife, it is better not to marry. But Jesus said to them, all cannot accept this saying, but only those to whom it has been given. Verse 12 is what we are treating today. For there are eunuchs who were born thus from their mother's womb. And there are eunuchs who were made eunuchs by men. And there are eunuchs who have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He who is able to accept it, let him accept it. Amen.
Amen.
Peter nyaka ya say na warrior tia and say so being worry no and the Yesu kan ye. Was say a wom etesa na ye nipa akwa miansa group miansa tibie binti no omo warrior enye ye baako egina ne maami eyem akwara ne da ho no niema bi koso emma ne formation no ewo ne womb no etochima enti owo no sa niema ne nti no oware a enye yie ena ebinimo ne enti oware enye yie no nipa ena aye ne saa na group miansa no so ono a na efiri nipa mu se nyame adwuma nti nyame ahini ne nti no onware enti saafo miansa yi nti no ene wie yi yebehu se enu nti na saafo no omo ware enye yie enti obi wo saa tebia no a yensusu ano. The first group of people, man is a free moral agent whose will God respects. Therefore, he will not force or compel anyone to marry against his or her will. However, God has provided for the welfare, comfort, and sustainability of the human race through marriage. This explains why he said it is not good for a man to be alone. Genesis 2:18. Therefore, whatever God says is not good cannot be contested. Unfortunately, however, we are told by Jesus that some groups of people cannot marry for reasons outlined below. That is what I mentioned. Now, Jesus kept on mentioning the word eunuch. So who is a eunuch? This term is used to describe a man who is not inclined to marry and procreate. He gave 3 reasons. One reason why all of us cannot marry, including such group of people, is the abnormalities of sexual development. Abnormalities of sexual development. Obia ya wo no a owo ne sexual organs. O nyine no ye hu baako bedam ye wo ha ye ba no a ye cause ye koye ne surgery no. Na ye one of those abnormalities. Abnormalities of sexual development disable those in this group from performing natural sexual intercourse and procreation. These abnormalities include Turner syndrome, hermaphrodite, vaginal atresia, androgen insensitivity, and congenital adrenal hyperplasia. Yadru medicine. For females, this condition presents itself from having the features of a female. It also produces strict ovaries that renders them infertile. Congenital adrenal hyperplasia is a condition in females in which the external genitalia is virilized, giving a masculine appearance. Hermaphrodites have both female and male genitalia. Vanishing testes syndrome results from inadequate production of testosterone, leading to failure in the development of testes in males. Androgen insensitivity occurs in males whose testes fail to develop because of insensitive androgen receptors. Brofa kesiye yi nyina meka aye medical no. Ye last born or ye doctor. Onwa Samira, wherever you are, I greet you. This group of eunuchs or unmarried persons are born with one or multiples of these sexual and reproductive defects that hinder effective sexual intercourse and conception, which are the key reasons for marriage. These defects are not treatable. Most of them are not treatable, but some can be aided to reproduce. Hermaphrodites can be corrected by surgery, but they may never be perfectly normal. The real issue is how many of such victims, especially in Africa, can bear the cost of surgery. Niyama mika ye ni nyina ne se ayi oba fa afuru a niyama bebre ena esi efiri eda no ofa afuru sa akopem se abofra ne bepie. Niyama no a esi no ebi etimi ko ka ayi sa akwada no ne so ye bema ne bema anaso ye oba na ase ene niyama ekoso ewo ne womb nyina wo enti wo be hu se wo obe ye be wo no na niyama atochima nti no ontimi nya na sede te se oba ontimi nya na sede te se bema ewo mpam enti sa niyama no nti a eka ho ema ye ware no enwie peye ebi so senia ete no ehia nti no sika kura ode be ko hospital ama ya akoye ne operation na yetimi ama niyama to ye no oni sika ode koye no enti na aka se obetena hodin. The most honorable thing to do when you have these untreatable sexual defects is to stay unmarried. This keeps your problem secret. There was a pastor whose marriage got divorced because of one of these defects. The pastor was pressured by friends and elders of his church to marry in order to protect him from sexual immorality due to the amorous glances of the single ladies in the church. Knowing his sexual deficiency, the pastor should have advised himself, but he succumbed to the pressure and married a very beautiful lady. He didn't tell his wife the truth about his sexual condition during the courtship period. Not long after the marriage, the cat was let out of the bag. Sex became a problem. His wife couldn't contain it anymore, so the marriage was divorced. Unfortunate, isn't it? Please do not allow anyone to pressurize you into such an embarrassing situation. There is nowhere in the Bible that says the unmarried will go to hell. Jesus himself calls people with this condition eunuchs who were born so from their mother's womb. If you have this defect, bravely accept the fact that you are not born to marry and get along with your life. Don't get married only to inconvenience your partner and bring shame on yourself. Niaye me kaino ewo brofo eni se. Sa nyensen hunsem no a ema ebinom yebe wono no na problem ewo ne bema ho na problem ewo nase as oba enti wo be hu se oware a enye yie no obi wo ho se bio ne bema no ntimi nsori eye ne denya da na ada anas ho wo enye yie sa na exercise anka yemfa nkwaye operation sika odi kwaye operation no ewo hi oni binti no ne tibia mprempre ntibia no enti Yesu si sa niema no ama ebinumu waria enye yie Yesu na kanye enti wo sa tibia no atie na tie ne yie na meka se na sofo bi e wo sa problem no oye obone ho modern ba onu anim se tibia owom no oye ya masade no enkosi aga enti onenam ne baby na wonim asorefo na asor elders enne sofo wonware enne heye sofo wonim ne ha wankatena hodi na kasa me no me de me ho ato abo afore ama Awurade enti me wan so wonim wo problem oye ya ma ya piano de oba fe bia de ama na ware afa ye ware ye ko honeymoon enne story ochina story 10 days story waka stories no amoba na ye fed up sofo panyin nti akokoko sofo maame na abedru na esese onka ne ewom ni nyina enti aware ne agu wo hu enim guase yi menim se me wo sa tebia no Yesu se safo no ware anya yie enti wote sa ayi no a enkofo obi ba embe hano yesrewo enkofo obi ba be ma na obi baba ebe hano. So let's take note of this first group of people, that because of abnormalities in our sexual development from conception till the child is